We have Sally McGee, who's going to talk about the permitting process and how to approve it.
Gotta justify it. No, I ain't worried. I'm praying. I'm out. All right. Hello. Is everybody digesting? I'm digesting a little bit. Okay. My name is Sally McGee. I work for the Nature Conservancy. I'm the Director of Climate and Strategic Initiatives with our global aquaculture team. I've been here before to talk about our the Shellfish Growers Climate Coalition, which many of you are members of. And today I'm here to talk about permitting, really in the context of the SOAR program, which is supporting oyster aquaculture and restoration. This is a program that started during the, oh, you can go ahead and scan that. We're doing a survey. Um, so um, um, the SOAR program started during the pandemic. It was a program that started when all of you didn't have anywhere to sell your oysters. And so we in several states were buying oysters and putting them on oyster reefs. That's kind of like the short story, is what we were doing. So it started during the pandemic and it's continued. It's been pretty popular. It's been kind of a good place for people to be able to sell oysters that don't have another home, either extra, extra large oysters, uglies, triploids with diploid overset, stuff that doesn't have another place to go where you can sell it, get some money for it, and then it goes on a oyster restoration project. So we've continued it. Can everybody hear me okay? Can you all hear me in the back? Okay. So we're in the second round of it now, and we're thinking about what can we do to expand it. Um, and so what we need to do is we need to improve permitting. We're like jammed up on permitting. That's the thing that we need to do. So I tell people in one state where we've been trying to do a lot of work with SOAR, we have in Maine, we have lots of farmers and we have a restoration site that's maybe as big as this room. So we've got like 15, 20 farmers, and this is the space that we have to do the restoration work on. So we need permitting to improve our permitting. So the problem is a bottleneck for permitting for both farming and habitat restoration. And so this survey that we're going to do with all of you is to try to fix that. So this morning we had a great discussion, and Keith, I don't know where you are. Thanks for all you said about the good stuff that's going on in Maine. And that's what we want to get, is that kind of feedback from all of you about your experience with permitting to help us figure out how to get rid of that bottleneck. So first question, we're just trying to get a sense of, this is just like who's in the room. First question is, oh, good, it's working. Oh my God, that's the scariest part of doing this. So it's just, where are you working? So just give a thumbs up so I can see that it's actually, that you're responding. And okay, great. So where are you working? Where are you based? I'll let people click, 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 click. Ruby, thanks. Um, so while you're doing that, I'll just say, so most of the work of SOAR has been in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and in the Pacific Northwest. That's partly been driven by the funding that we've received so far. We would love to be in the Gulf and the Southeast as well. Okay, ready to move on. Next. Okay, so what's your role in the industry? So where are you working? And I could not make this, I have to get this close to read this. So shellfish farmer, you work in a hatchery, or you work in another part of the supply chain, wholesaler, transport, restaurant, academia, NGO, or you work for a government or regulatory agency. And we know that answer is zero based on the discussion this morning, which is really kind of fine. I was thinking about this morning that somebody said there's nobody from permitting here. So we're kind of talking about them now. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I think everybody's there. Okay. Now, to get your creative juices flowing, what is the first thing you think of? And just use whatever language you want. Okay. What's the first thing you think of when you hear permitting? What's the first thing you think? I don't care what word you use. Just put it right up there. There we go. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, what are these words? So this is the kind of stuff just to kind of get the juices flowing, thinking about what does yeah, confusing, red tape, expensive, difficult, annoying. These were not the words that I used when I was practicing this. Expensive, pain in the ass. I think I might have used something like that. Mm-hmm. Annoying, slow, daunting, complex. Okay, I want to let this run longer, but I'm going to stop. Okay, thanks. That was fun. All right. Okay, so this was hard to kind of figure out what aspects of the permitting process are the most confusing, frustrating, or most in need of improvement. Like we pared it down to like the top 6 things that are like the hardest. Um, so so these are the things that really, really, really need to be fixed. What are the things that are really the log jam? So the length of time to complete the process. So does it take just too long? There was some discussion about this morning about, well, as long as you know it's going to take 18 months, at least you can plan for it. But is that just really too long? Complexity and volume of material, the degree of uncertainty of the application success. You just don't know. It's just like rolling the dice. Siting, figuring out the best location, stakeholder engagement. We talked about a lot of that the last couple days. Is there preferential treatment for those who've used the permitting system before? So there might not be, everything is not here, but if I put too many in here, then it would be too difficult to sort. And there'll be an opportunity for, if there's something really missing here, for folks to chime in with other things. So length of time to complete the process. So through the SOAR program, we've heard that quite a bit from a number of states. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, now I'm going to shift gears more toward the restoration side of things. So what we've been talking about has really been focused on what probably most of you have been focusing on is getting permits for your farming activities. So some of you may have engaged in supporting restoration projects, and maybe you've thought about participating in restoration activities for oyster reefs near where your farms are located. So what are some of the barriers to you engaging in restoration activities that you see at the moment? I don't know if you can. I think there's a button that where you can like where you can consolidate. I don't know if you can do that. Okay. Money, lack of credit. Permitting. Mm-hmm. Poaching. Yeah, we had a poaching problem in on one of our Massachusetts restoration sites last fall. It was just like absolutely maddening. It's like, come on. Um, Education, funding, awareness. All right, thanks. Yeah, okay, okay. Another question focused on restoration. So if I wanted to use my lease to create a restoration area, so on your existing farm lease, if I wanted to use my lease to create a restoration area, I could do so. So yes, I could do so. Yes, with adjustments to your existing permit. No, it's not possible. I'm not sure. Not on my lease, but in a separate permitted area. So, and all these color slices are based on your location, where you're based. So most people are not sure. Okay. So the SOAR program, we have been mostly aiming towards, so Nature Conservancy started this project. We've been aiming to not be the forever stewards of the SOAR program. We have wanted to have um, likely USDA, the Natural Resource Conservation Service, take over the purchase program at some point. And we've worked in a number of states with NRCS to take over the purchase program to some success in, especially in some of the states in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. So the question is this a program? Have you worked with NRCS? Are you familiar with any of their programs? Because this is a direction that we're hoping to go, doing some adjustments now with the uncertainty that we have with USDA right now. Hopeful that we can, because we've had some great partnerships um, with the Natural Resource Conservation Service to be an ultimate steward of this program. All right. Okay, and then the last program or last question is: so, what kinds of activities would you be interested in participating in to support restoration? Growing and selling shellfish for restoration, collecting shell, curing shell, so taking the shell and letting it sit on your in your place of business until it's ready to then go back in the water. Transporting and deploying shell onto a reef site, transporting and deploying shellfish onto a restoration site. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This is the last question. This is so helpful, really helpful. This feedback just really we've the permitting question is really going to trying to answer that is just the nut that we need to crack in order to take the next steps with this program going forward, and just really appreciate your input very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Sally. Any questions for Sally? We can take a question or two. Question probably.